is up, you guys? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany and I'm already sweating my ass off sitting here. But in today's video, I wanted to start a series on my channel, which there's other people that do these already, but I find myself watching these every single week. Samantha March actually created the Will I Buy It series, and I've done a Should I Buy It before, but I wanted to do it more of like my initial reaction when I see these products, because I don't know, sometimes when I hear your guys' feedback or I watch other Will I Buy It videos, I kind of listen to what other people say, and then sometimes it persuades me one way or the other. So I wanted to do more of like my first impressions on them. So I'm going to call this my Yes or Yawn, because I find myself on Trend Moods page or Hot Fire Makeup's page just commenting yes with like a bunch of clapping faces, or I'm just like yawn, that's it. It's just my initial first reaction when I see these products. So this is basically like a Will I Buy It series. I want to start doing them like every Monday on my channel, so we're gonna see how well this works out with committing to one day a week. So I'm filming this on Monday. I'm hopefully going to have this edited and uploaded on Monday. If not, I already failed. But we're gonna try to do this every Monday because I want to do it like a makeup Monday and all new releases. So we're gonna talk about new releases. I do want to do one like dedicated to holiday edition products. And I don't know, I just want to do these every week because I think they're really fun and I love watching these videos. So yeah, that's just basically long ass intro to we're starting a new series on my channel, and it's basically like a Will I Buy It, but it's my version, yes or yawn. So let's just dive right into it. I have everything on my phone right now. I just basically took a bunch of screenshots from, I use Trend Mood 1's page, and I also use Hot Fire Makeup. They are my favorite like beauty news pages because they are on top of shit. And they both post relatively the same content, but sometimes one gets to it before the other. So those are my two favorites by far. So I would definitely encourage you guys to follow those if you are into like new releases, because these types of accounts are responsible for like 99.9% of my collection. Let's just be honest. And feel free to tag me on any products that they post, or just like any new releases that you see on brands' web pages or anything like that. That way I kind of know which ones you guys want me to talk about. So the first one is going to be this BareMinerals Aurora Lights eyeshadow palette. I will leave pictures of these products too that I'm talking about. This one, my initial thought of it was yawn, just because I was just kind of like, it's kind of boring. It's not really my vibe. I do feel like it's going to be really nice for fall, but for me personally, these just aren't really shades that I gravitate towards because it is very cool tone. I'm seeing a lot of grays. It looks like in this picture some purples, maybe some greens, maybe browns. This is just going by this little picture that I have right here. But this, my initial thoughts on it was just a yawn. And the next thing is going to be the Kat Von D. It looks like they're coming out with a Fetish collection. It's going to be blush and highlight palettes and an eyeshadow palette. Just judging from the outer packaging, I'm just like, yes, bitch, because I am more leaning towards like the blush and highlight palette because I've never really been a fan of Kat Von D's eyeshadow palettes. Like the only one that I really liked was the Mi Vida Loca palette, but other than that, anyone that I've ever bought, I've always returned it because I don't know, like every time I would blend it, it felt like it would just blend itself away. So I don't know if that's just me, but I've never really been a fan of her eyeshadows. And then she is also coming out with more of her Everlasting liquid lipsticks, which for me, I don't like that formula. I think it's way too drying on my lips, and I don't mind a more drying liquid lipstick, but these are by far the driest that I've ever put on my lips. So for the blush and highlight palettes, I don't know, I'm kind of waiting till I see the inside because I know when I've swatched her highlighters, they are really glittery as well. So I don't know, I'm kind of like, I need to see more, but my initial reaction just from the packaging, I'm just like, yes, bitch. Like she kills it with the packaging. The liquid lipsticks look like the same packaging as always, but it's more of the blush and highlights and the eyeshadow palette. So that's my first initial reaction on that. And then the next thing I found was the Too Faced. They're adding onto the Clover collection. I'm really kind of over the Clover collection. I don't know if this is like, the liquid lipstick looks like it's something that they've done before, so I don't know if they're just bringing it back. But then it looks like they have an eyeshadow palette too. It's super cute packaging, don't get me wrong. Like that's how Too Faced always gets us, is bomb ass packaging. But for me, I'm just kind of like yawn, I'm over it. I want to see something different from Too Faced. Like I want to see them do something so different than they've ever done before. All right, we're just gonna ignore that fly that's going all over this room right now because I'm going to lose my mind. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Morphe Brushes 35V Stunning Vibes Artistry palette. I look at this and I'm just like, yawn. I'm so over that they keep doing it. Like, it's not the same palette that they've done before, but their palettes always look the same. Their packaging is always like almost identical. I just want them to do something so different. Like what Jaclyn Hill said about Makeup Geek, I feel that way about Morphe. Like the more products that they put out, they're really like subpar quality, and I feel like they're just pumping out products to keep up, and it's just, I don't know, I'm just bored with it. I want to see something different. I want to see new packaging. I just want to see overall something different, and after the whole mess with the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection, I am just not having it with Morphe right now. I don't know, I'm just kind of like over the brand at the moment, unfortunately, because 99.9% of my collection for brushes is Morphe brushes. I love their brushes. I have always loved their brushes. I have eyeshadow palettes from them, and I just feel like their quality since that Jaclyn Hill original, not like the original palette, like her favorites one, the Jaclyn Hill palette, that palette was so bomb, and I feel like it's gonna be so hard to top that. So when I saw this, I was just kind of like, yawn. I'm not interested at all in it. We can't go through a video without Ozzy barking, I swear to God. The next thing is going to be the Becca Cosmetics Volcano Goddess palette. I saw the outside packaging of this, and oh my God, he's gonna drive me crazy. I initially saw the outer packaging of this palette, and I was just so excited when I saw it. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be an eyeshadow palette or like a face palette, because I love Becca Cosmetics face products. Are some of the best in my collection. I fucking love them. There goes Remo now. But as soon as I saw the inside of this, I was just kind of like, oh, I wish it was so much more. So this is going to be a yawn for me, unfortunately. It's just something that I was really like, I don't know, there's nothing original about it. It looks like to me a lot of shimmery shadows, and I like a good mix of mattes and foil shadows. I'm gonna wait until they're fucking done because they're gonna drive me crazy. Holy shit, 10 minutes later they're finally done. Okay, so anyways, back to what I said. I just feel like there's a lot of like shimmery foiled shadows, and I like a really good mixture. I only really see from this picture like 3 mattes in this palette. I was just overall kind of like, oh, I wish it was something different. So that one, unfortunately, is going to be a yawn for me. And then, let's see, the next thing is going to be, oh, this is actually a holiday, so I'm going to pass over that, because I do want to do a holiday, like, exclusive one, or several, probably, with the more that the products come out. So the next thing is going to be the Artist Couture Pressed Highlighters. Now, I am really excited about these. This, when I saw it, I was just like, yes, bitch, because I love their loose powder highlighters, but I don't love the formula. Like, I don't love loose powders for highlighters because I get them all over my face. As soon as I saw that this was pressed, I was just like, finally. They just have really beautiful highlighters, and I feel like these are going to knock it out of the park for me, so I'm very excited for these. I will definitely be keeping my eye on them, but I just hope that there's some different shades than usual, which we're at the point now with highlighters, it's so hard to create new ones because it's so saturated right now with, there's so many amazing highlighters on the market already, and it's just going to be hard to kind of add more that don't already look like ones that we already have. But I do have the shade Illuminati, I think, for the loose powder, and I think it's absolutely stunning. I love it. I just don't love the looseness of it. And then the next thing is going to be the Pat McGrath Mothership Brow Seduction Palette. When I first saw this, I was just like, yes, bitch. I think it is such a beautiful eyeshadow palette. Like, all of her other ones that she's come out with, I was just kind of like, I don't really feel like the colors go together just by looking at it. Like, I didn't look at them and I wasn't inspired. Whereas with this one, I was just like, oh my God, I could create such beautiful fall eyeshadow looks with it. So when I saw this, I was just like, holy shit, yes, finally a palette that I could relate to, because I do really want to try Pat McGrath eyeshadows, but for $125 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 eyeshadows, that's expensive. But if they're amazing shadows, I can justify it because I love makeup and I just can. There's some people that are like, there's no fucking way I'd pay $125 for an eyeshadow palette, which I personally would if they're amazing, but they're gonna be fucking amazing. Like, they can't have any shortcomings when I'm spending that kind of money. So I am very curious about this. I was really annoyed with the Sephora VIB sale, and I'll get into this more with like my haul video. I was really annoyed at the fact that we could only use 20% online one time, because of course I already made my purchase online. I didn't get half of the stuff that I wanted to because everything was out of stock already, and then this decided to launch like 2 days ago. So I would have loved to have used 20% off on this palette, but unfortunately I can't do that because we can only use it one time online and unlimited in store, which didn't make any fucking sense to me. But we'll talk about that in my haul video that I have coming soon. So I am very excited about that palette for sure. Next thing I want to talk about is the Makeup Revolution Full Coverage Foundation. Initially I was kind of more Yawn because I don't love the concealer, but I don't know, I'm like back and forth if I still want to try it because I love foundations. Foundations is one of my favorite products to try because I feel like it's the most important when it comes to your makeup, at least to me, because that's like my biggest insecurity when it comes to my skin is I want a foundation that's going to even everything out. It's going to make my skin look more smoothed out because I do have texture. So when I initially saw this as a foundation, I was kind of like, but I feel like I might purchase this because it is super inexpensive. I think it's like $10 or $12, which is super inexpensive for a foundation in my opinion. So I'm half tempted. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want a foundation review on it. We'll do it that way. Next thing is going to be the Fenty Beauty new Gloss Bomb and Diamond Bomb highlighter. So I am not here for it with the highlighter because it is like pure white, so I know that will not work for my skin now or even when I'm at my fairest. But the Gloss Bomb, I am so fucking here for that. I'm just like, holy shit, yes bitch, thank God they're coming out with another Gloss Bomb because I already have 2 of the original Gloss Bombs and I fucking love that. It's one of my favorite lip glosses. I've talked about it a million times on my channel before. So the fact that they're coming out with another one, I hope the formula is the exact same. I already love the original, so I'm sure I'm going to love this one. So I was so excited when I saw this. I hope they keep expanding the Gloss Bomb collection because, like I said, it's one of the best formulas that I've ever tried. Next thing is going to be the KKW Beauty 3 New Ultra Light Beam Shade. They don't ever really do anything that's intriguing to me. Like, I did buy the Makeup by Mario palette and I do really like that. If you guys still want a review on that, let me know because I was going to do a review on it, but I just kind of never got to it because I went on like a hiatus. So I'm just never really gravitated towards KKW Beauty because I hate the fact that they don't have a return policy. Like, I think that's complete bullshit if you're a makeup company. Like, I just overall, that is an instant turn off. Same with Kylie Cosmetics, which Kylie Cosmetics is now coming to Ulta. So I might indulge in Kylie Cosmetics a little bit more now, but that alone just makes me not intrigued whatsoever from KKW Beauty. So when I saw these, I was just like, yeah, and I'll move on next. So next thing I'll talk about is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk collection. So there is a blush palette and an eyeshadow palette. I am so here for it for the blush because their blushes are some I've never tried before, but I've always wanted to try, and I feel like this will be such a beautiful blush for fall. The eyeshadow palette I'm kind of like about because it is super neutral. It's a quad palette and I don't typically love quad palettes. I like to have a big variety of eyeshadows. That's just my personal preference. But I feel like if you're just a basic bitch and you want something that's going to be real quick and it has a couple mattes and one shimmer, that's like a go-to look for every single day. That is so practical. The only downfall with Charlotte Tilbury is their products are always so fucking expensive. So I am totally here for it. I think the color scheme is beautiful between these, so I'm very interested in that. Next thing I want to talk about is the Urban Decay Naked Cherry eyeshadow palette. I was so upset when I saw that they were discontinuing the original Naked palette. That was my very first eyeshadow palette I ever purchased. That is one of the products that made me really fall in love with makeup because I just saw how much fun it was, and that was just like my bitch for the longest time. And when I saw that they were discontinuing, I'm just like a day or two after that, I saw that they posted they were coming out with this. I think it is a very beautiful palette. I just don't really gravitate towards naked palettes anymore. I don't really know why. I just don't ever feel like there's that much variation within the palettes. Like whenever I swatched them in store, I feel like the original naked palette had the most diversity in it. Whereas with this one, it goes like super light, super dark, and it's just like a gradual like build up to that darker shade. I don't know, when I saw this I was just hoping for more, I guess. Like when I first saw the outer packaging before they actually showed the inside, I was so excited, but then once they showed it open I was just kind of underwhelmed, I guess you could say. So this one I'm still like yawn over. I don't know, I feel like everything's just like repeating itself at this point, and I feel like I'm being a lot pickier about my products that I'm purchasing now. Like I don't really want to purchase limited edition products anymore. Like I see myself changing with like knowing what I like and just really gravitating towards products that make me inspired and something that's totally different than what I already have. And I just feel like these are just kind of products. Like, I feel like I'm yawning over so many products because there's already stuff out that's so similar to what it already is. Next thing will be a foundation. Revlon's new Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. I saw this as a platinum perk earlier today and I was excited because I always get excited over foundations because, like I said earlier when I talked about the other one, like, foundation is one of the most important products to me. So I'm always intrigued by a foundation, and the fact that it's drugstore, I'm definitely here for that. And it retails for $10.99, super inexpensive. So I actually might pick this up as a platinum perk today, to be determined on that one. Next thing and the last thing I'm going to talk about is another eyeshadow palette. There's so many fucking eyeshadow palettes coming out, but it's going to be from Makeup Geek, September 6th. So that's in what, a couple days now, 3 days from now. They're launching a pumpkin spice eyeshadow palette. Now, it's been a minute since I've bought anything from Makeup Geek, but I used to fucking love, I still love Makeup Geek eyeshadow, so I'm excited to see what it looks like. I feel like it's gonna have their new releases, and I was going to actually buy those anyways. So I'm excited. I hope it's as beautiful as I'm envisioning it to be. So I'm really excited. I'm just like, yes, come out with something amazing. So I'm definitely eyeing that, but we haven't seen what it looks like. But anything I've ever tried from Makeup Geek, I fucking love it. I feel like it's a really forgotten brand, and it's probably in like an uproar right now after Marlena's video that she posted, and we won't get into that in today's video. If you guys want me to talk about like my thoughts and opinions on the beauty industry / community, let me know in the comments. But that is going to be everything for this Yes or Yawn. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to tag me on Treadmood Ones, Hotfire Makeups, or just brand pages when you see new products releasing if you guys want to know my thoughts and opinions on it. And yeah, you guys voted that you guys wanted to see this, so here you go. That's everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Peace!